Are we live? Welcome to another rendition of Just My Opinion podcast. It's your host, your moderator, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Krista Down One. Welcome, 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 welcome. We got an awesome show today. First and foremost, yes, I'm premiering this very, very early. I had it scheduled at 9 a.m., but nevertheless, I'm the best. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Let's get this YouTube channel and this live stream lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? You want to further support the channel, the development and the growth of this channel, by the way, you can hit the join membership button. Or if you want to give your boy, kick him some little ends, you can get at me on Cash App. It's the $ I'm Krista Down One. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get into today's podcast. Well, today's episode, season 2, by the way. First and foremost, let's send an R.I.P. to Jim Brown, a legend in the NFL, one of the best running backs in the National Football League. Was a great, phenomenal athlete. He also done extraordinary things outside the gridiron, such as become a movie star. Was in a lot of awesome movies back in the day. He was an activist. He fought. He spoke up about us getting our rights, getting our freedom. So this man, when you talk about Jim Brown, he's a legend on and off the field. And R.I.P. to Jim Brown. My condolences to his family, to his loved ones. We lost a great, great, phenomenal man. He's more than just an athlete. He's more than just an actor. He's more than just an activist. I mean, this is a great, great man that we can't get no more jewels from, except what he already done dropped along the way in his extraordinary life. So an R.I.P. to Jim Brown. Phenomenal, phenomenal human being. Never had the opportunity to meet him, by the way, but checked out a lot of his interviews. The most recent thing I checked out about Jim Brown, I didn't even know this, and it was when they did the longest yard. I think this was the no, it was Any Given Sunday. Forgive me. He was pretty much in Any Given Sunday. If you guys have been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain real fast, real quick. There was a scene where Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J didn't see eye to eye. Jamie Foxx, he's a comedian, so I'm pretty sure he was cracking jokes on LL Cool J. LL Cool J did not like it, and they had to retake this scene several times because LL Cool J took out his frustration on Jamie Foxx, and then Jamie Foxx, likewise himself. These guys had to immediately be separated and put in different trailers, and this went on for a couple of days. Then finally, the legend, the icon, the GOAT, Jim Brown, was negotiating with these two guys to get back together on the film. Al Pacino was in this film. This was a heavy budgeted film, and they had high expectations for Any Given Sunday. And Jim Brown saw the potential of this film, saw the potential in LL Cool J as well as Jamie Foxx. And he knew that this film was going to launch them in stardom. Now, LL Cool J was in several movies. He's also a rapper. Jamie Foxx was in a few movies here and there. I think this was around time when he was on In Living Color. He also came out with an R&B album. So Jamie Foxx's star was on the rise, but Jamie Foxx wasn't really A lot of people, he wasn't really treated as a natural talent as an actor because he was always in these movies, these B-listed movies that no one, bat an eye about, wasn't really critically acclaimed type of movies. And when he started getting the roles such as playing Ray Charles, he played alongside, he acted alongside Tom Cruise. He was in Django. Oh my God, is it Django? Uh, I think I'm mispronouncing the Western that he was in. He started getting these phenomenal roles, and this guy, and when he got those roles, the sky was the limit. LL Cool J was still doing his thing. He was still a trendsetter in the hip hop culture. He transitioned into act. Well, he was always an actor, but I think he's currently right now he's in CSI, one of those CSI show types. He also owns his own radio station called Rock the Bells on Sirius XM. So, these little footsteps, what made these two guys ultimate talents in the entertainment field. And, Jim Brown was somewhat a part of that. That's the most recent thing I can think of about Jim Brown. I'm pretty sure you guys have other things that y'all can, put in the comment section and talk about, your favorite Jim Brown moment or your favorite Jim Brown story. So I'll let you guys do that in the comment section. Um, Hold on one second, folks. Hold on. Okay, we're back. We're back. I had to get rid of a few things. Anyway, so yeah, so please feel free to hit the comment section and tell me your favorite Jim Brown story or your favorite Jim Brown moment. A lot of the young bulls out there are not going to have any stories or anything like that. But the old heads out there, a lot of you old heads saw Jim Brown when he played, and I'm pretty sure you guys have stories to tell. All right. But we're gonna move past Jim Brown once again, and R.I.P. My condolences to his family. We lost a great one. And then we're going to move on to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony announced to the world yesterday that he is retiring from the NBA. This man I think he's been in the NBA for like 19 years, won a national title with Syracuse, has won several gold medals with Team USA. Close but no cigar as far as winning a title. I thought his best chance, his best opportunity as far as winning a title was to stay with the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets were trying to build around him. At one point they had Allen Iverson on the Denver Nuggets. Okay, and when it was time for him to become a free agent, he could have just simply just played, done his due diligence and played through the season, and then signed with the New York Knicks. And if he would have done that, he would have had a lot of great pieces to play with him in the in next season as a new member of the New York Knicks. But he wanted to get this deal done real fast, real quick. Even the owner of the New York Knickerbockers wanted to get this deal done real fast and real quick. And they decided to trade for Carmelo Anthony. In order to get Carmelo Anthony to New York, they had to give up a lot of critical pieces that if they would have just waited until the season was over with, sign him in the offseason, Carmelo Anthony would have had a great squad with him the next following season. But he wanted to hurry up and get the deal done. He got the deal done, played with the New York Knicks, had some great moments with the New York Knicks, and then played alongside some great players with the New York Knicks, but never had the opportunity to make it to the Eastern Conference Final, let alone the NBA Finals. And then when when it was all said and done, he got traded. He just bounced around from team to team to team. He was with, at one point of time, he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was a member of the Houston Rockets. He stayed for a cup of tea with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't think he played a single game with the Atlanta Hawks. This man has been on several teams since then, and then it just seemed like the NBA gave up on him, and he took a couple of years off to get back into the lab and get better. And then he made another run with the Portland Trail Blazers. And I feel like the last team Carmelo Anthony was with was a couple of years ago with the Los Angeles Lakers. But yeah, this man, had the opportunity to play with the Boston Celtics, come off the bench and play for the Boston Celtics. It was one point of time Carmelo Anthony felt like he was still a starter, and that sort of like derailed him. He didn't get a full understanding that his star days are over with. So if he still wanted to continue to play in the NBA, he would have to come off the bench, maybe become a six man or something like that. Great 3-and-D guy. I'm not going to say he was the best scorer, but he had moments, definitely going into the Hall of Fame. Now, some people feel like he came out of the same draft as LeBron James. A lot of people felt like he should have been Rookie of the Year that year. That's very questionable in my opinion. But Carmelo Anthony had an extraordinary 19 years in the NBA, and he just calling it quits. He's hanging them up. Okay, so everyone wish Carmelo Anthony happy retirement. I'm pretty sure people are going to be commenting in the comment section, talking about Carmelo Anthony, how much of an impact he was in the National Basketball Association, the potential Carmelo Anthony could have had in the NBA if X, Y, and Z was done. A lot of people, a real quick story. Carmelo Anthony had the opportunity to play with the big three with the Miami Heat. It was originally supposed to be Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade. But Carmelo Anthony decided to, instead of taking a loss, he wanted his money right then and there. So they had to say, well, okay, we can't get Carmelo Anthony. Let's get Chris Bosh. So in retrospect, that really benefited Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. So in retrospect, having Chris Bosh, and they won several titles, or I think a couple of titles when they were the Heels with the Miami Heat. Okay, so that pretty much the moments that I remember of Carmelo Anthony. I'm pretty sure people are going to have other moments about Carmelo Anthony. He was in that infamous Sports Center commercial. I mean, he was married to Lala Anthony. We all know the story about Kevin Garnett disrespecting Lala Anthony to Carmelo Anthony, which almost led into a fight. So, yeah, Carmelo Anthony had a lot of ups and downs in his 19 years in the NBA, but like I said, he's retiring. He's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame. So he had a very great impact in the NBA. So Carmelo Anthony done retired, and yeah, that's pretty much it that I got on Carmelo Anthony. I'm pretty sure people are going to talk about Carmelo Anthony a lot in the comment section. Just comment in the comment section about Carmelo Anthony's impact. Was you a Carmelo Anthony fan? What did you like? What you didn't like about Carmelo Anthony? Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Keep the discussion lit in the comment section. The comment section is your guys' domain. The comment section is like oxygen to these live streams and to these videos. So get it lit in the comment section. Talk talk among yourselves. I might interject in a few conversations in the comment section, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. So moving past Carmelo Anthony, let's get into the main course. Now, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. All right. Now, before we begin talking about what happened to the Los Angeles Lakers last night, we first like to set it up. All right. So I remember, I think it was before the series even started, I was doing a live stream and I was giving you guys my impressions of the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. And I told you guys why I felt like what advantages the Denver Nuggets had, what the advantages the Los Angeles Lakers had. I gave you guys my opinion who was going to win that series and how they was going to win that series. Not a lot of people agreed with me. A lot of people started becoming statisticians, coming out with these stats like, did you know that, the Los Angeles Lakers is, will hold a lead for 4.3 minutes? Did you know that the Los Angeles Lakers had a better home, would play better at home than the visiting team? Did you know when LeBron James is averaging such and such, it increases the odds of the Los Angeles Lakers to advance? Did you know that the Los Angeles Lakers, they already beat up the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors? Did you know that, this? Did you know that? They're coming up with all these ridiculous stats. And I just simply said, styles make fights. And if you look at the Joker and Jamal Murray, and on the other side of the court, if you look at LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I said at the end of the day, putting the talent to the side, putting the skill set to the side, at the end of the day, I felt like the Joker was going to utilize his opportunities versus Anthony Davis more so than Anthony Davis, utilizing what he could do against the Joker. I told you guys the Los Angeles Lakers had no one to keep the Joker honest. I felt like the Joker was going to have a few games where he was going to be magnificent. Okay, because there was nobody that could put the Joker in check with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, a lot of people started immediately saying, well, what about AD? AD's a big man. And I explained to people that I felt like the Joker versus AD, Joker is a true big man. He's legit. He can play the 4, he can play the 5. And I felt like the Joker had more weapons in his arsenal than Anthony Davis. And at the end of the day, Anthony Davis would have to match Joker's energy every single time they match up. And 9 times out of 10, he couldn't do that. Plus, you got Jamal Murray. I feel like Jamal Murray is a better scorer than anybody on the Los Angeles Lakers. And then everyone kept telling me, well, if when LeBron James, throws up 10 threes, he'll make 4 of them or 5 of them. And, that will be the difference. And I told people, you can't consistently bet on the house that you're going to always make those threes, particularly if you miss the 3. And in transition, the Nuggets score on those misses, score on those opportunities. Because when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, and I told you guys, I felt like the Los Angeles Lakers, in order for the Los Angeles Lakers to keep it honest, keep it legit, maybe have an opportunity to win the series, they will have to slow things down. When you're in a back and forth, running up and down the court, that's advantage the Nuggets. They have younger horses. They have more younger horses than the Los Angeles Lakers do. That don't play well when you having a high tempo game. It doesn't play well for LeBron James. LeBron James is playing in his 20th season. LeBron James can't do what he normally did when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers or with the Miami Heat. When you look at Anthony Davis, I think conditioning really played a part with Anthony Davis. Plus, he's injury prone. So he's being careful. And when you look at these two teams, the Nuggets would get more opportunities if this was a fast-paced game. If you slow the tempo down, make it a half-court game. But in order to make it a half-court game, Darvin Ham had to get in the head of Anthony Davis and say, we're going to have you down low at the post more times than not. If anything, we'll split it up between you and LeBron James. But we're going to use you guys, your size and girth on the low post. Maybe put the Joker in foul trouble. Maybe when we're in transition defense, we can make a couple of stops by slowing it down, making it muggy, making it stale and slow, not fast and fluid. And I felt like those were the keys for the Denver Nuggets or the Lakers to win this series. I said easily the Denver Nuggets were going to win in 5. Now, I was wrong about 5 because they ended up sweeping the Los Angeles Lakers. And at the end of game 3, you started already hearing people making excuses. First and foremost, Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. He said, quote, well, what did y'all expect? I mean, LeBron James is old. He can't keep up with these guys. He's doing the best he can, which is funny because when they win, that's Shannon Sharp's calling card. Well, look at LeBron James. LeBron James playing in his 20th season. He's beating these young guys. It's about his endurance. It's about the longevity. This man spends over $1 million on his body, on his health, and this man is still putting up numbers at the advanced age he was. Then you started hearing people like Kendrick Perkins talk about, LeBron James is injured, built-in excuses, moving the goalposts. LeBron James is injured. He can't do what he normally do, what he's normally capable of doing because he's injured. Then you started hearing the reports about him having surgery on his knee, or on his ankle, or on his foot. We don't know. And this mysterious injury, we've been talking about it ever since the beginning, midway through the regular season. So that was already going to be a built-in excuse. You started hearing these people make excuses. You started hearing these people already talking about, well, he's too old. He shouldn't, what did y'all expect? So you started seeing LeBron James gasping for air, missing dunks, missing bunny hops. You started seeing LeBron James start shooting more and more threes and not making a single one. There were 2 games where LeBron James shot the Lakers out of winning both games, but nobody talks about that. So you can't give him credit when you talk about his longevity and how he spends $1 million on his body and how he's the most conditioned athlete at his age, and you talk about the greatest of the great. Well, look at all the greatest of the great. They were never scoring or averaging like what LeBron James is doing. But then when he loses, y'all talk about you talk about how old he is. You talk about his injuries. You talk about how Father Time caught up with him. So make it make sense, folks. So LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Denver Nuggets in a sweep. The Denver Nuggets took the brooms out and swept the Los Angeles Lakers, which, by the way, I made a video. I felt like if the Los Angeles Lakers would have made it to the NBA Finals, all the credit should be for Rob Pelinka. I felt like Rob Pelinka did a masterful job on what little scraps he had to get the roster that he's got right now. This roster is a lot younger. This roster is a lot more athletic. This roster is a lot more competitive. This roster can play defense. Look at the roster that they had before they got this roster. Look at the roster they had when he had Russell Westbrook. And look at the roster that they have now. If the Los Angeles Lakers would have made it to the NBA Finals, Rob Pelinka should get a lot of credit for that. Had nothing to do with Anthony Davis, had nothing to do with LeBron James, because at the end of the day, they still scored their average. Everyone seemed to forget when they had the old roster and when LeBron James was putting up these phenomenal numbers, when Anthony Davis every so often and every night will put up these numbers, but they will still lose. There will be games where LeBron James will score 30. Anthony Davis will score 30 or 40 points, but they'll still lose. Why? Because they did not have the roster that can compete with the other team's roster. They had some bright spots. They had some bright moments with the roster that they had, but let's just face facts and face reality. The Denver Nuggets had the better roster. The Denver Nuggets had a deeper bench. The Denver Nuggets had the better stars that they can consistently depend on. And those stars played off of what the roster was giving them. They were not dominating the ball. The Joker was not dominating the ball. Jamal Murray was not dominating the ball. When they got their opportunities, they were very successful in their opportunities, but making sure everyone was being involved and having their opportunities. So LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers lost last night. And now you're starting to hear all the Laker fanboys, all the blind witnesses, first and foremost, wanting Kyrie Irving. And they're willing to move heaven and hell for Kyrie Irving, even if it means trading Anthony Davis. Then you're starting hearing reports that LeBron James is considering retiring from the NBA. I think that's a little cap, and the reason why I feel like that's cap is because I feel like LeBron James want the media to focus on him, particularly when he's talking about mulling over retirement, and that's going to be the story, and that's going to be the focal point, and no one's not going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers losing to the Denver Nuggets. I think that's a little cap, and LeBron James knows it. Then you start hearing about the injury. He had an injury to his ankle, his leg, his calf, his foot, his toe, whatever. You're starting to hear those rumors creeping up. But you're probably wondering, what happened to the Los Angeles Lakers? Allow your boy to explain. No matter what the Los Angeles Lakers do this upcoming season, they got two big liabilities with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm not talking about Austin Reeves. I'm not talking about nobody on that squad. I feel like their two biggest liabilities that they have not addressed. They have addressed everything else. They done moved as many players as they want to, thinking that it's the players' fault. They have fired a coach, hired another coach, only getting the same result. And those two biggest holes that they got to figure out real fast and real quick is one LeBron James and one Anthony Davis. And it's two different reasons. First, let's talk about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a guard disguised, is a guard who doesn't mind playing guard, who really doesn't mind playing the three, is okay playing the four, but hates playing the five because he does not feel like he's a center. Plus, you got Anthony Davis being injury prone. You got to limit his minutes. Anthony Davis is not getting any younger, folks. He's getting older. What the Los Angeles Lakers need to do is get a center. But if they get a center, where they're going to put Anthony Davis? Because if you look at the other problem the Los Angeles Lakers have, is one LeBron James. LeBron James in his 21st season, if he plays next season, is outside his prime. He can't play the three. He can't perform on a consistent level playing the three, and he can't defend the guards and the small forwards at the three spot. That's why they've been playing him at the four. But he has a hard time playing with teams that have above average four, because he can't stay in front of them. He's not going to play defense. He's going to allow them to do whatever they want to do because he's conserving his energy to play on offense. So those are the two problems Los Angeles Lakers have. Before they can address anything else, before they can address the Kyrie Irving, before they can address anything, they need to address those two things first. What you going to do with Anthony Davis and what you going to do with LeBron James? Because if you put Anthony Davis at the four, where are you going to put LeBron James? At the three? At the five? Therein lies the problem. You got two players that one is older, who can't stay in front of two guards, small forwards, athletic big men at the four spot, like a Kevin Durant or a Joker or Giannis, that's going to give him problems, particularly on the defensive end, because he can't defend like he used to. And you got Anthony Davis, which, by the way, he doesn't want to play the five. Truth be known, he tolerates the four. He rather prefer playing the three. But you got one player that's getting older, who's a liability on defense and who wants to conserve his energy, particularly on the offensive end. And you got an injury-prone Anthony Davis who doesn't want to play the 5. Doesn't mind playing the 4, but truth be known, he wants to play the 3. Therein lies your problem. First of all, you got to address that problem. Before you think about what players fit with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, before you start strategizing and figuring out, okay, which pieces will work, which pieces don't work. That's what you're going to be doing in the offseason. Now, as far as Kyrie Irving going to the Lakers, I don't see that happening, fam, because in order for that to happen, it would have to go one or two ways. If Mark Cuban would do a sign and trade, which I highly doubt he's going to do, and you're going to have to give up so much to get Kyrie Irving, which means you're probably going to lose Anthony Davis. And then what's the point? You traded Anthony Davis for Kyrie Irving, plus you got to give up some more pieces and a draft pick. And what's the point? Now you got a team that can score, but you got LeBron James, who's a defensive liability because he doesn't want to waste all his energy on defense. And you got a Kyrie Irving that's not going to play a lick of defense. But you'll get some fast breaks. You'll get some scoring, this, that, and the third, but it won't be able to stop nobody. So what's the purpose of that? Or if Kyrie Irving just become a restricted free agent, go to the Los Angeles Lakers, but he's going to take a huge pay cut. And Kyrie Irving's not getting any younger, folks. He's getting older. He's thinking about that big contract. So I just don't see a scenario where the Los Angeles Lakers is going to get Kyrie Irving. Plus, this whole offseason, LeBron James is not going to make a decision on whether or not he's going to retire or not. This is going to carry on all through the summer, possibly at the start of preseason. Let me tell you what happens in the summer. You got free agency. What free agents is going to sign on the dotted line with the Los Angeles Lakers when they're not sure if LeBron James is going to retire or not? And then you don't even know how much money you're playing with because you don't know if LeBron James is going to retire or return. So if you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, they're going to struggle this offseason because of those two reasons. You got an Anthony Davis that's going to be much older, who's going to be more injury prone. If he doesn't, condition his body and eat the right stuff and do the right things, his body's going to betray him and break down on him like it has in previous years. Darvin Ham, before the executive, before Jeannie Buss, before the front office, before Darvin Ham, before they start trying to add pieces to the Los Angeles Lakers, they need to figure out what they're going to do with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They need a 5. In a perfect scenario, if Anthony Davis could commit, he can be the 5. LeBron can still play the 4. And you can get very young and very athletic in those last 3 spots. I feel like another thing Darvin Ham is probably going to have to tell LeBron he's going to have to stop jacking up so many shots, in particular 3-point shots. I think LeBron James is going to have to put on his as being a contributor, as being a facilitator, He needs to put on his facilitator hat and be more of a facilitator, getting everybody else involved and scoring second. Now, I've heard a lot of people think that LeBron James should just come off the bench. I've heard a lot of people say LeBron James should just ask for a trade. I feel like in a perfect world, LeBron needs to play around already established, talented players. Like if LeBron James come off the bench for the Boston Celtics, you mean to tell me the Boston Celtics are not going to get better having LeBron James come off the bench and you still got Tatum and Brown? LeBron James need a situation like what James Harden is finding himself with the Houston Rockets. James Harden is subject to make a $200 million contract with the Houston Rockets, and he's going to play on a team with a bunch of young, unproven players. They already got Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka is going to coach them up. He's going to develop these players, and who knows? They might become contenders next season. LeBron James needs to go to a squad that's got young talent that's on the cusp of doing some extraordinary things. I don't think he needs to go to the Los Angeles Clippers, go to the Golden State Warriors. LeBron James in Sacramento coming off the bench will be very beneficial to the Sacramento Kings. He doesn't need to go to a team like the Philadelphia 76ers where it's Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. He needs to go to a team with a younger squad that's very successful. They're not going to give up a lot of things, a lot of talent to get LeBron James. And that's why I feel like LeBron James is really mulling over this retirement thing. Because if you look at the landscape of things, everything's pretty much set for the foreseeable future. For the next 3 years, I just don't see the Los Angeles Lakers getting any better. I think they're going to take, they're going to be a step slower. When you look at the Sacramento Kings are only going to get better. If the Golden State Warriors make the right moves, they can possibly get better. If they trade Jordan Poole, who knows? Houston Rockets with James Harden and those young guns, they can be contenders, but they also can get better. I think the Clippers in the same situation as the Los Angeles Lakers. The Phoenix Suns can get better. The New Orleans Pelicans can get better. So, yeah, if you look at the landscape on the West, the younger teams are getting better. You got some older teams that they got a few pieces. They got a few moves up their sleeve where who knows? They can pair some draft picks up, get rid of some of these players, and get better players that can complement what they have on their roster already. I feel like the Los Angeles Lakers done blew their load. They have nothing that other teams would want, except Anthony Davis. Now, I heard someone say that if they trade Anthony Davis, they might well trade LeBron James. But if you look at the West, most of the teams in the West are getting better. They're in the right situation where they can trade some draft picks, trade some players to upgrade the roster. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers don't have a lot of extraordinary pieces on their roster that other teams would want, And they don't have enough draft pick. They don't have enough capital with their draft picks. There's a possibility that someone would overpay and get Austin. And then what you're going to do? The Los Angeles Lakers blew their shot and blew their load on the simple fact that they don't have enough draft picks to put together to get some established players. And they don't have players that other teams would want. D'Angelo Russell, it ain't it, folks. No one wants him. The Vanderbilt kid, no one wants him. Ashakur, I know I butchered his name. He came from that Wizard trade. I mean, he's athletic. He doesn't mind playing defense, but there's 1,000 kids that can do that. That's got that same skill set as him. I mean, the Los Angeles Lakers are in struggle mode right now. They can't upgrade their roster with pieces that they already have on their roster to get better, and they don't have enough draft capital. They find themselves in a bad situation that's only going to get worse. Do they run it back again with the same roster that they have? And are they going to make it to the Western Conference Finals? You got to realize the Suns are going to get better. The Clippers are going to be a competitive team. The Golden State Warriors, if they get the right pieces, they can make a run. They can run it back. The Sacramento Kings, they're going to make a run. The New Orleans Pelicans are going to make a run. The Houston Rockets with James Harden and those young guns, they can make a run. Oh my God, the Dallas Mavericks can possibly make a run if they get the right pieces around Luka and Kyrie Irving. They obviously going to need some defensive players. They got enough scoring. They just need somebody to help them stop the other team from scoring. The Memphis Grizzlies. I forgot about the Memphis Grizzlies. When Ja Morant comes back from suspension, well, first and foremost, we got to figure out how long his suspension is going to be. Is it going to be 30 games, 50 games, the whole 82? We don't know. And the Memphis Grizzlies, this is do or die for them. If they don't make it to the postseason or make a deep run to the postseason, that head coach is going to be the sacrificial lamb. And there's going to be some players on that squad that's probably going to find themselves in different area codes. But yeah, that's it, folks. That's all, folks. And I remember someone commented in the last live stream I had. I said the Nuggets were going to win. They said, why? Because styles make fights. And the Lakers don't have anyone that can keep the Joker honest or stay in front of the Joker or even defend the Joker. Anthony Davis can't do it. He has the capability to do it, but you got to want to do it. I don't think Anthony Davis wants to do it. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. I'm about to roll up out of here. I thought I was going to be here for 30 minutes. I ended up being here almost 50 minutes. I really do appreciate everyone that done came by. Hopefully everybody done hit the like button. I want you guys to do me a favor. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Support this channel. Let's get this channel in the YouTube algorithm lit. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. Okay. Really do appreciate everyone that done came by. And if people watch the rerun of this finish, comment in the comment section. The comment section is your guys' domain. It's among you guys. Of course, I'm going to, if I see something interesting, if I read something interesting, I might put my 2 cents in it, or I might like it, whatever. Good, bad, or indifference, it doesn't matter. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag about. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'm up out of here. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Deuces, fam. Deuces.